It's a publication that says science in education to the year 2030, looking ahead. Well, how is science being treated? What do we need to do? So it's trends in natural sciences. And there is a growing acceptance that science is very important for our world. Some of us don't agree if we're not scientists, but if we are scientists, we would say definitely true. Sometimes we dispute what some of the scientists tell us, like climate change. Some are saying the world's going to end tomorrow. Others saying, well, it's happened before and we can keep going and do what we want. If you listen to Donald Trump, he said, no climate change. Let's keep going. Let's build as many walls and cars and et cetera, et cetera. So two important weaknesses came out from this publication. It said that two weaknesses continue to persist. One is a tepid private sector commitment to innovation. Private sector is very slow to come forward unless it suits them. So if you're making robotics, yes, go ahead. If it's something else, you might be a bit slower. And a lack of strong national agenda towards talent and training in scientific education. So what are the key influences and emerging issues? These are some of them. Geopolitical events in many regions create problems for education and science. Environmental crises. Understanding local and indigenous knowledge. When the locals tell us this should not be done, our town planners say, don't worry about it, we'll put a wall across and stop the flow of water. So local knowledge, we need to understand what they are saying. Source of energy, that's been a major preoccupation with many governments. And it's understandable, but then you have to look at it another way. A quest for growth strategy. We must build bigger, higher, better. Go to China and you'll see all the buildings rising and massive bridges across, etc. Global spending on research. In 2013, it was a mere 1.48 trillion. I say a mere because I don't get the money. But you might say, wow, that's a lot. You can do with that. There is an overwhelming amount of scientific data. That is a problem as well. How are you going to analyze all this data? Data security and control is now a major concern. Okay? Hacking of computers, your information's gone. A visitor comes to see you. At the same time, his little cameras in his pocket are clicking away at the information you might have. Challenge of global climate change. And the last one is matching university curricula to market needs. In the past, universities went it alone. Now they have to think about how they're going to merge together to work for a better. So what are the global trends? Economic crisis has affected research and development. Increasing developmental approach to science. A search for an optimal balance between applied and basic science. We still have this problem. I'm doing basic science, you're doing applied science. I need more money, you need more money. That argument still goes on at university levels. Majority of the countries do acknowledge the importance of science, technology, and information for sustaining growth. And there is a focus now on discovery from basic to relevant science teaching. Half our human capital is still in a minority, and we have to get them interested in science. And there is a gap in research and development expenditure. Business enterprise sector in research and development is good in some countries, in others it's not. I think in Israel it's very good, and we're finding now in South Korea it's getting better. Government expenditure in research and development has been declining, and we'll see 2 or 3 examples of countries that are declining. Education is a global issue. We all understand that, coming from the education or the academic field. It's competitive, and yet it's a global family. We've seen here that Taiwan is trying to get students from Malaysia and Vietnam, and China is also trying to get, so who gives more money, helps the situation to get more complex. Universities are institutions of a global world, and there is now global university rankings. It seems to be in vogue, but it also could be a problem, because my friend's son goes to Tsinghua University, my son goes to the lowest university in China, and they all look down on me and say, can't you afford a Tsinghua University? Perhaps it's not a matter of affording, it's a matter of your work ethics to get into the university. So I worry about this global university rankings. If somebody asks me, where do you come from? I say, not from Harvard. Okay, good. That sort of situation. So we have to look at world-class universities now, somewhere where there's a critical mass of talent. The universities are self-governing. They have some autonomy, because in a lot of universities they are not self-governing, although the university will say so. And academic freedom for research. That's another big issue. Empowering young researchers to head their own laboratories. That's, I think, gives them an incentive to do